Okay, so we move on swiftly to number 6, already number 6, the 6th startup here on the startup stage right now. Okay, so moving on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Fintura.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Gernot Overbeck from Fintura. I'm founder and CEO. So, wait a moment, how does it work?
Just point it straight ahead and click. It's okay. Rob, are we there?
Okay.
We should be there. We should be there now. Are we there, Rob?
There we are. So, what is Fintura? Fintura is a comparison portal for SME loans. We are not a peer-to-peer lender. We are a comparison portal for SME loans, and our partner are real banks. So I would like to tell you today why do we do that, and why don't we do peer-to-peer lending. So let's start with the customer. What does the customer really want? We ask the customer, what would he like to have to take the next loan from another bank than his house bank? He got 10 choices and the ability to put 3 crosses, and the results are shown here. And it's very interesting. The first thing he would like to have is a personal advisor who really understands an SME. The second thing he would like to have is really transparency between the loans of the different kind of banks. The third thing you would like to see is a fast credit approval process. And the last thing he would like to see is a good price. He don't want to have nice online features. He don't want to have a bank around his company. He don't want to have peer-to-peer lending. We ask him, there are around 6% who are interested to take a loan from another institution than a bank. If you ask those people, 24% say, okay, I'm satisfied with my bank. So what is the reason why the people answer that? And the reason are very easy. I think loans are really complex in Germany. It takes you 5 weeks if you want to have a loan from another bank than your house bank. It's expensive, and expensive in Germany means loan rates between 7 to 9% we see in the market, and credit line rates over 10%. And of course, it's more or less not transparent. It's not possible for you to compare rates of different banks because the process is much too complex. And the advisor at a bank has product and not customer focus. So we changed that. Now with us, it's quick. In 15 minutes, you get a risk-adjusted loan rate comparison between our partner banks. In 15 minutes, and after loading up all the necessary documentation, like profit and loss statement, balance sheet, after 72 hours, you get an approval from our bank partner. We offer you more or less the best price in the market, starting with 1.2%, and we give you transparency. And our advisor on telephone or on the internet have real customer focus, and that are the reasons why the customer really come back to us. If you say to some customer, you cannot get a loan now, we make the experience that after 3 or 6 months, they came back to us and say, now my company is in a better status, and now I would like to get the loan which I didn't get 3 or 6 months before. So how does it work? It's very simple. As an SME, you go on our platform, put in your company information, you put in the information about the funding project, and after 15 minutes, you get After 15 minutes, you get that kind of loan rate comparison. The rates which are shown here are real rates, which means you have a spread between 2.6 and 7.8%. However, what are shown in reality are the real names of the bank. They are not shown here because I don't want to say that always Sparkasse is better than Deutsche Bank or Commerzbank is better than Deutsche Bank. That's changing, always. It depends on the kind of company, on the branch, on the duration, and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes one bank is better than the others, one time the other bank is better than the first one. So after choosing a bank, then the customer has to load up his documentation, and after finishing that, we calculate if the company will be able to pay back the loan and package all documentation and hand it over to the bank. So that's a simple process, and after 72 hours, he'll get approval of the bank. So that is the reason why we don't do peer-to-peer lending. I think we have a better service. You get a rate offer in between 15 minutes. In peer-to-peer lending, it takes you 48 hours in Germany. You get a credit approval after 72 hours and not after 1 month. The prices, the rates are better, 0.4 to 4.4 better than with peer-to-peer lending, not including the service fee you have to pay with peer-to-peer lending. And of course, in the case of a default as a company, there will be the workout department of the bank, so there's a chance that you get rescued. For the VCs, it's very interesting looking at another comparison portal in Germany, Interhyp, which did a similar business design in the mortgage business. They grow even faster than Lending Club in the US. So why does a bank join us? Because, of course, we increase the competition between banks. And the first thing which is really essential is process cost reduction. The bank get a really well-prepared documentation of the case, and after the customer has chosen that bank, there's no competition anymore between the banks. So there will be a closing probability of 90 to 95% for the bank. The bank gets new business, and the bank gets this new business there where it wants to have new business. So it can say, okay, I'm only interested in taxi drivers in Berlin, or I'm interested in IT companies in Munich, or something like that. So there's a possibility to do risk diversification. We have now 8 bank partners on board. Additionally, Sparkasse joined us middle of this week, and there are a lot of banks lining up to join us. So that is our status. We have now 275 loan requests on our platform with a loan volume of 80 million. We have approved 2 million. We have in process with Fintura 25 million. And if you ask me why does it take so long, we see that it takes up to 3 months that the SME has uploaded all documentation which is necessary. You can ask me why that happens. You think of the time you bought your own house, you go to a bank, and then it takes you 1, 2, 3, or even 4 months, and then you say, okay, I'm willing now to close. And similar happened with an SME in Germany. So the market is 100 billion of volume of new SME loans, company loans, SME loans, sorry, of new SME loans in Germany alone. Worldwide, it's 1.7 trillion. And if you think about a brokerage fee which we charge of 1.5%, then you have some kind of potential brokerage fee market of 1.5 billion. And with 4% market share in 2020, 2021, that would mean a turnover of 60 million, around 60 million, and an EBIT margin similar to Interhyp of 1/3. You will get an EBIT margin of 21 million. For us, it's very interesting to say we are not only earning money, but we are creating some kind of value for the economy. That is interesting for our employees, where we say, okay, when we are able to reduce interest rate by 1 percentage point, that would mean 3.5 billion per annum, because outstanding loans are around 350 billion. So of course, we don't want to stay with loan alone. and we don't want to stay in Germany, but the focus, of course, is in loan. We discussed that business already with Chinese banks, and they told us just come over, and we say, no, currently not now, not now, but maybe later. And we will not stay only with loans. We are already discussing with KfW public funding, startup financing, and all the stuff, but first focus is, of course, loans. That is our team. I've a consulting, a private equity, and founding background. My founding partner, Thomas Becher, has 15 years experience in SME banking. Michaela Mori was principal with Oliver Wyman, and Markus Tucker is our CTO. We have an advisory board from whom also investment money was coming. There is Heiner Gürtler, ex-CEO of Vella, Group Vice President of Procter & Gamble with a lot of SME experience. Finja Kütz, Managing Director of Oliver Wyman Germany. Really the people, if you think we want to build up in future our own rating or risk engine, then Oliver Wyman has this know-how. And Patrick Wegmann, who built up his own risk company in Switzerland and sold it to Thomson Reuters. Okay, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Fintura.
One thing, of course, I would like to add, of course,